Notts County talk. Player ratings for our 1-1 draw to Halifax away. Can't believe I'm actually doing this. I had it all planned out in my head. I thought to myself, battling performance, kept it 0-0, or kept the clean sheet, sorry, and 15 seconds to go, got the ball in the corner, may as well turn off the stream, good night, great win, one game in 31 days, fantastic. And what do? We lose the ball in the corner, stray pass, I think it was Reeves, and they just put one over the top, and you've got Ben Turner, and I think it's Rawlinson. I'm struggling to see with the camera being about 3 miles away from the pitch, but I'm sure it's Rawlinson. Turner's done for pace, turns so easily. It's just embarrassing. I think at this point a player of John Stead's pace could have turned him, but he's turned, and then you think to yourself, right, I've got Rawlinson to cover him. That's what happens. You get a slower centre back. It's not his fault he's slow. You get a slower centre back. The other one, bam, has to be in there. Has to mop those situations up because Turner's good at other things. Rawlinson just lets him run through. If you're Rawlinson, we've got cover at centre back options. We've got Turner, we've got Graham, we've got McCrory, we've got Brindley who played there in pre-season if needs be. Take him out and get a red card. Notts need a victory. They've just lost 2 games. 2 games you'd expect them to get points from. Aldershot, we've lost to Maidenhead. You go out there and you absolutely just stop the attack because you don't let a player get through one-on-one in the last second of the game. And what's he done? He's just, you've got to try everything to get that ball. And in the end, he's put it away. I knew as soon as he had that shot and it bobbled, I thought this is ending up in the back of the net. And you could hear from the reaction of their commentators, they're going absolutely ballistic because they know in their hearts that they deserve that. I wouldn't be sat here saying that Notts deserved the win if they had won. I would have been saying they probably deserved to draw. And they did. Halifax are better than where their league table suggests. So getting on with the player rating, Slocum, I'm going to give a 6.5 because I think he did get a touch when they hit the post in the first half. The commentator said he did. If he did, it's a fantastic save, and I fully don't expect him to do any more. I don't expect him to save the one-on-one. So that's just unfortunate. Brindley and Kelly Evans. Now they had very similar performances for me. They were both okay. Fullback's a strong position for us. I'm going to say that Brindley gets a 7 purely because he made that great tackle towards the end of the first half, put everything on the line, put his body on the line to get that. So I'm going to give him a 7, and just because he didn't make that interception but played sort of the same, I'm going to give Kelly Evans a 6.5. Not much to split between them. Kelly Evans always gives it his all. I think I've given him one low score since he's been playing for Notts. That was a few weeks ago. Centre backs, Lacey. Don't know what's happened to Lacey. Another poor pass out. You'd have thought he would have learnt from Aldershot. If we can't play the balls out, why are we doing it? Because we just seem to be putting ourselves in trouble 50% of the time. He, for me, gets a 6. I just don't see the point in it, to be honest. The point in playing out from the back when we've originally made that error. You're winning 1-0. Just be calm. It's just really frustrating. We're a team that should be top of the league, and I'm not being big-headed about this. Look at the side that's out there today. The experience in that side, ridiculous. His partner Rawlinson, as I say, I think it was him chasing back for their goal, wipe him out. Just take the red card for the team. He's played all right. There's a few instances where they've got him behind the back line and he's just shielded the ball, or he's looked quite calm. His distribution's okay. So I'm going to give Rawlinson a 6.5. I think he was a bit better than Lacey. He never puts in a bad performance, but just decision making was the crucial factor for me today. So he gets that rating. Now I played a 4-4-2, so I'll do both wings just like I started with both fullbacks. A player that did impress me today was Enzio. I tweeted that he'd had a good first half. He looked like he wanted to be instrumental in making attacks. He actually was running at people today. A few of those trademark turns where he gets low and he spins off a player, that was good to see. Yeah, he impressed me. I'm going to give him a 7. Just want to see that final end product, but we did see in the first half he did cut in, and about 4 players ran to block the shot when he cut in. So teams can work him out. Teams know what he's going to do. He's just got to add a different dimension to maybe get a pass away when 4 players are coming at you. There's going to be a spare player, isn't there? But yeah, decent from Enzio. He's working his way back towards what I expect. On the other wing, Jim O'Brien, give him a 9 for his build-up. The one where he spun the player on the line. There's a couple where he dragged the ball back. A player came towards him and he flicked it through to Wootton. I'm going to give him a 9 for that. But his end product gets a 5 for me. Poor shooting in positions where you just don't shoot. So average that out to a 7. I thought it was okay. I thought he was one of Nott's better players, and the Halifax commentators did say that he looked a level above whenever they've seen him for Notts. Central midfield pairing, Doyle gets a 6 for me. No, to go 6.5 for Doyle. The reason I'm giving him 6.5, it's like a Kelly Evans for me, like a Brinley. He's in that category. You know exactly what you're going to get from him. Dogged, always going to put 100% in. Passing range, always decent, but nothing outstanding today. And his partner Reeves, well below par. I'm going to go 5.5. Now, at the end of the first half, not long to go, messing about with the ball at the back, you just think to yourself, right, we're not in a fantastic position this season, sort it out, and hasn't sorted it out. So he should be a leader in that team for me. Him and Doyle in the middle should be outright leaders. Going to the strikers, I'll go with Elijah Sam first. I think he was good. He got the goal. He, for me, goes to a 7.5. Now, his hold-up play was really good. I thought the finish, you'd have thought to yourself, oh, he scored in his previous 3 or 4. The confidence of that finish, absolutely brilliant. Him and Morton up front together offer something a little bit different. I wouldn't like to see them all the time, but you know, against these teams where Halifax are better than they suggest with their lead position, so having him up front with Wootton allowed us to hold the ball up a little bit, so 7.5. And Wootton, I'll go 6.5. Couldn't really do much, and his work rate gets him that 6.5. A lot of the times forcing them to kick the ball out. So going to the subs, Ben Turner, 6. He does good things. He does do good things. He's got a part of his game. His game is not pace. There's no hiding that, and it's not his fault. He does other things. He commands the air quite well. He's a leader on the pitch, but he's been turned for that goal. So 5.5, 6 is all I can really go at him. Cal Roberts, wow, what a key moment that miss is. I thought it might be. That's a dreadful, dreadful finish. And then he's overhit a few passes through. Now, this might seem really harsh because Cal Roberts is the best player at Notts. Him and Wootton are the best players at Notts for me. And I'm going to go with a 5.5. He has missed a chance to seal the game. Outright, there it is. There's a chance to seal the game. And he's just absolutely fluffed his lines. Now, that for me is rustiness, and that's what I'm talking about. Notts have played 1 in 31 days. People saying it's not going to affect Notts. If Notts are on a full schedule and they're playing every game every week, there's a goal, 100%. It's just rustiness, so unfortunate for Cal there. So they're the ratings. It's a really hard one to call, but you know, we've got to start picking results up from somewhere. It's got to start on Saturday. So let me know what you think to the performance. I know a lot of people are really just disappointed as me. I'm one of the most positive fans, but yeah, that was really difficult to take.